up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm gonna let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in, but in the meantime and in between time, I'm gonna give some shouts out to the early birds, starting with Miss P's Boutique. What up? Eric D, what's up? Deborah Moore, TC Wade, Charlene, Jason Hunter, D Wood, Tanya, Lovey, Ken Knight, Sheldon Ward. What's up, family? Whoopi McLaurin, Leisha Jetter. What's up, Leash? Randy Caldwell. What's up? Joe Blast, Ty Jameson, Faith Lynn, King James, Joseph Kinlaw, Ricardo McDuffie, Ro Moraine, actually Moran. Okay, here we go, fam. Here we go. Here we go. So, and this is gonna be a quick live, fam, but I'm gonna get into it. We have a pastor by the name of Maurice McCoy. Maurice went to a restaurant in the Myrtle Beach area of North Carolina. The restaurant's called Salt and Honey Grill. And Maurice says that the racist owner of the restaurant was extremely rude to him and his wife after his wife asked for an adjustment to her steak. Okay, it's pretty common, you know, somebody have a steak and, hey man, I asked for rare. I asked for it to be medium rare, you know, medium well, you know. They get that wrong. It gets wrong. That order comes back wrong oftentimes, right? Steaks, right? I'm sure everybody's sent a steak back at least once if you eat meat, right? Well, Maurice claims that when they sent the steak back, the restaurant had a problem with it. In fact, I was looking for my notes here, and somehow my notes got misplaced. Here we go. So again, so a meal at Myrtle Beach restaurant ended with on an unsavory note for Merlin pastor and his wife after the owner responded to the couple's complaint about a dish with racist remarks, allegedly. Maurice McCoy shared during a Facebook live stream on July 9th details about the incident that took place at the Salt and Honey Grill located at 28 North Kings Highway. He was initially excited, he said, but when his wife wanted adjustments made to the dish, they were met instead with racist remarks by the owner. I'm going to tell y'all what the owner said in a moment. This happened in South Carolina, South Carolina. Check this out. I want y'all to give me a thumbs up if you believe the pastor. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man, that ain't it. That ain't it. Okay, I'll give you a few moments. Okay, time up. Listen, fam, I actually don't believe the pastor. I don't believe him. Now, you know, I know how to spot racism, but I don't believe the pastor, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. But let me get into it a little bit more. I think it's more to the story. I could be wrong, but I think it's more to the story. But let me get into it a little bit deeper. So, where are my notes here? Yeah, so the restaurant shared on July 10th a statement on Facebook claiming that this was not how events went. Okay. Maurice McCoy's live stream has gone viral, being shared across accounts and social platforms and garnering hundreds of thousands of views. Others have begun putting their own posts online, putting their outrage and support behind Maurice McCoy. But there have also been a lot of support for the restaurant. Here's what the restaurant had to say about it. This is the Salt and Honey Grill in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We are aware of the series allegations circulating about an incident at Salt and Honey Grill. First and foremost, we want to state unequivocally, racism, discrimination, or bias of any kind have no place here in our values. Our staff and customer base are proudly diverse, and our commitment during over 25 years of good business with no issues like this in the past has always been to serve every guest with dignity and respect. In fact, we stand with those in our comments who are outraged. We share their conviction that racism and discrimination have no place in any business, including ours. Okay, there's reading. Okay, they further went on to say this. Check this out. We understand how this situation has caused pain and confusion in our community. Regardless of intent, we recognize the seriousness of these allegations and hurt they have caused. We are reaching out directly to local community leaders to listen, learn, and ensure we continue to uphold an environment where every guest feels welcome. We take these concerns very seriously and have reviewed the situation in full with our team and those present. Based on what we know, the guest expressed dissatisfaction with multiple dishes, requesting several items to be remade. Our cook and server both valued Black team members. He said, our cook and server both valued Black team members, did their best to accommodate these requests. I guess he had to say that, I guess he got to say that. When it became clear we could not meet their expectations, our owner chose to cover their entire bill and informed them we would not be able to serve them in the future. At no point were any comments made about race or any group of people. Our only goal was to protect and preserve a healthy working environment for our staff and a peaceful dining experience for our customers. We want to be transparent. We have never handled a situation like this before because we did not know how to respond in the moment. We turned off some comment sections and deleted comments that contained threats against our team. Moving forward, we will leave comment sections open so people can express their pain, feelings, and concerns. We only ask that while we remain fully transparent through this process, people consider the real impact that negative reviews and boycott actions have. Our business provides a livelihood to a diverse staff and a service to a diverse customer base who will also be affected by these actions. We remain committed to listening, learning, and serving our community with integrity. Thank you to everyone who has shared their concerns with us. Now, check out some of the comments. This is on their Facebook page. In all cap, and y'all know I don't even like reading cap. I don't believe that for a second. And these are black and white people saying this, right? Knowing your family, I am very confident that you handled this uneasy situation in the best, most professional way. Some people cannot be pleased no matter the lengths that are taken. We've dined with your family for over 10 years, and we have great respect for each member of family and staff. That's a white woman saying that. Bill Donna Smith. We have eaten breakfast with you for the last 2 days. The service and food were great. That's a white family. That's white. But what stood out was when the owner gave food to someone who was seeking nourishment off the street. As we were leaving, my granddaughter saw the man on the street again. She told me what she saw the owner doing. Young eyes were watching. Another white person said, great food, friendly, welcoming staff. A black woman said, guest first attitude, quality service, equal quality service. A white woman, white man said, so someone is saying the owner came out and said blacks aren't welcome. The service chef who are black, were they present when the owner went out to speak with the customers? April Diane Daniels, looks like a white woman. Sound like they're trying to save themselves from a boycott. This is a white woman saying this. Looks like a white woman. Hold on, let me make sure. White women don't normally say stuff like that. Black woman, my bad. Had to zoom in. Had to zoom in. Get it right, man. Got to get it right. Okay, where am I here? Gotta get it right, man. Okay, yeah, so the black woman said, sound like they're trying to save themselves from a boycott and negative comment. While waving, we got black friends, employees. Too late. We don't believe you. People, true colors will show. So, Ronan, Hispanic woman. My family loves salt and honey. On opening weekend, one of the owners who was so busy stopped what she was doing when she heard my toddler being fussy and ran to the back to get his pancakes before the rest of our food came out. Looks like the majority of their base is white, but they are mixed. I see another black person said, what would it benefit that man to lie? I believe him. Okay. Here's an interesting post. As a former server, I learned my lesson to never work on Sunday because the church community are the most horrible people to take care of. They are obnoxious, and I've firsthand witnessed and experienced a few tables twist words in an attempt to get me and fellow coworkers fired. Not saying all church communities are as evil, but majority rude to be unpleasant beings that make serving them a bad experience. And as a black man, and as a black man who has patronized this establishment numerous times, I do not believe that man's story. How is it that one critic could shift people's opinion about a restaurant they've never been to? We are quick to believe people on the internet for slander, but second guess the ones who exude positivity. So, to the ones attacking this establishment, be mindful of the sheep that you follow. I'm gonna end it right there simply because, fam, I don't believe it. Here's another black woman. She says, you told that man that blacks aren't allowed, although blacks be there. and didn't cook that pastor's wife's steak right. You can't treat blacks like that and think all of us just going to be quiet. Just because it didn't happen to you doesn't mean what he did ain't true. Okay, so it's kind of split almost down the line by race, right? And here's another black woman says, did y'all watch the recording? Man was rude and out of order. So anyway, fam, here's why I say I don't believe it. I'm gonna go to the comments. I'm gonna go to, not the comments, but I'm gonna go to the news story where dude made a comment where he said what happened. This is what Maurice McCoy, the pastor, said happened. So I'm gonna read to you what he said happened, and you tell me if this actually even sounds like. Tell me who this sounds like and what this sounds like. So he said how it started. My wife, this is how it started. He said, my wife sent back the steak because it wasn't cooked to her liking. He said, but after the steak was sent back, it was brought back to their table once more with no changes made. And they were told that's the way it's supposed to be cooked. To this, McCarr argued that the meal should be prepared the way a customer asked. True, I believe that. But that wasn't the topper. Maurice McCoy continued. He said that the owner then came to the table saying he'd Googled what a medium well steak should look like, and their steak looked correct. I don't know why an owner who sells steak in his restaurant that's been open for 25 years would have to Google what a steak should look like. Maybe you can Google it and show them as proof, say, hey, see here, look, this is what it's supposed to look like. But other than that, I don't know why he would Google it and come back and share his findings. When this response didn't satisfy the customers, McCoy said the owner presented them with a more extreme response. He told my wife and I that black people are not welcome in his establishment and that I can leave and I'm barred from his restaurant. McCoy said in the live stream, he went on to say that the owner claimed that black people play with his money too much. Stop right there. Stop right there. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it can't be true. But that ain't how white folks talk. Black people play with my money too much. That's what made me not believe him when he said that. And when he said black people play with my money too much, I don't believe that. And I'm going to tell you this, fam. And yeah, and I know this stuff happens a lot at restaurants and stuff all over America. I do know this type of thing does happen. But just because somebody black says it happened does not necessarily mean it actually happened. So I'm looking and I'm reading and I'm taking into account the history of the restaurant. They have no other cases of racism, cases like that out there. I scoured the internet looking for it, and I couldn't find anything. That would be hard to not do for 25 years, to not have any racist antics for 25 years if the owners are racist, because the white racist owners hire white racist people. You dig what I'm saying? Racist owners hire racist employees. So that would be, it would be no way possible to hide that long. This is why when you have employees who say overtly racist things and have that type of attitude, you can tell that when you have those type of people that make those type of comments and stuff, make racist comments, you already know that the owners are probably racist, because That's why they hire them. Just like when you see racist police officers, you can tell by how they act who their superiors are. You already know. You ain't got to meet them. You already know because they hire their kind. Okay? They hire their kind. So I don't believe it. I know some of y'all ain't gonna like that, but I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe the white man said black people play with my money too much. I don't believe that. And like I say, it's not just that. It's also the many people, black, white, and other, who are customers at the restaurant. I'm not talking about people just jumping in the comments who are not from Myrtle Beach or who's never lived there or who's never visited the restaurant and actually know the temperament of the staff. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who's been to the restaurant and understands the temperament of the staff. Those are the people whose opinion matter the most. How were you treated when you went there? And there ain't been one person in those comments who said, yeah, I went there and they treated me like, you know, or they was racist toward me. That's not cool. That's not going to happen, man. That's not how it goes. You're going to have several people in the comments. This is a big story. This is a viral story. So you would have several people in the comments making those same comments and saying, yeah, happened to me. Yep, happened to me. Yep, happened to me. I'm not taking up for the owner, man. The owner took up for himself with the way that they carry themselves, with the way that the restaurant operates. If there was evidence that first of all, I don't know the damn owner. All right, I don't know nothing about the damn owner. I don't even know. I don't even know what the owner looks like. All right, never met the owner. Don't know what the owner looks like. All I know is that the owner's supposed to be white. That's all I know. But I ain't no damn fool. I've been around long enough to be able to recognize game when I see it. And just because you a pastor don't mean you telling the truth. And just because you black and you claim that somebody did something to you racist, don't mean somebody actually did something to you racist. Because I know black people and other people who can never be pleased when they go to a restaurant. That is a fact, Jack. There are people who they go to the restaurant and you can't please them for nothing. So I can see them sending the food back. They said they sent the food back, not just on the steak, but several items. Several items, they sent the food back. I know people who have done that. I had to check one of my friends for doing that. I was like, yo, bro, that ain't cool. Man, I come to this restaurant. I eat here. You know, you with me. You making me look bad. Now, if that's what you want to do, that's how you get down. Go ahead, get down. If it ain't costing me nothing, it's no sweat off my back. Hey, man, do you. That's your thing. But I'm with you. And when you sending food back, eating off of food, and then sending it back, they bring out something else. You eat off of that. You send that back. Eat off of that. That's what he did. He ate off food like twice. And I ain't talking about just one bite. Ate off, took a few bites, sent it back. And so I know people who have done that. So when they get called out, yeah, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put them on blast. Because that's how people do now. They create the chaos. And then, and I'm not just talking about black people, you know, people from all walks of life. They create chaos. And then when they don't get the results that they want, they pull out the phone. Hey, look. Yeah, they did this to me. They play the victim. Y'all know we've seen this happen many times. We've seen people create chaos and then play the victim. So just because dude is black and just because he's a pastor don't mean that he's telling the truth. Pastors get on the pulpit and lie every day. Y'all seen them? So now, every day, we're online ripping pastors apart. Every day we online ripping pastors apart. Now, because it's a black-white situation, everybody riding with the pastor. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm going to call a strike and a ball a ball. I love all y'all, but I'm going to call a strike and a ball a ball. I know some of y'all ain't going to like it, but I'm going to call a strike and a ball a ball. And I'm far from being one of them dudes that's a step and fetch a coconut, whatever, because I put a lot on the line over the years. I've been doing this for 36 years, calling out the BS for 36 years. I'm talking about some of the biggest and most powerful organizations on this planet. I've called them out. Some of the biggest and most baddest people who everybody's scared of, I call them out. So I ain't scared. And I'm damn sure not trying to assimilate. I love this skin I'm in. Yeah, man, I love it. I love my ancestors. I love this. I love this. I represent this. But I'm not going to be no damn fool. I'm not finna just be out here agreeing with everything just because somebody say something and they black. I don't believe it. Maybe he ain't lying. But I'm just saying, based on my experiences, based on my common sense, reading these comments, looking at the history of the restaurant, 25 years in the game, and they ain't got no issues like this before. All of a sudden, the pastor got a problem with him, and now it's a viral video out, and everybody trying to take the restaurant down. Again, family, I ain't got a dog in the fight. I don't know the restaurant owner. I don't know the restaurant owner. I don't know the pastor. I don't know his wife. I don't know any of the parties involved. I don't know any of the parties involved. But I know white people don't typically say, you playing with my money. That ain't no white thing. That's how black folks talk. They ain't playing with my money, man. That was the big, to me, that was one of the biggest red flags. Man, black people play with my money too much. Black people play with my money too much? How? The majority of his customer base is white. He has a diverse customer base, but the majority is white. He got black people working for him. Now, obviously, just because somebody black works for you don't mean you're not a racist. You know, hell, it's black people work at AT&T, and you better believe they got executives up there that are racist. It's black people that work at Mercedes-Benz and Rolls-Royce and Bentley and at the light company for the city, they got white racist supervisors, racist managers, racist owners. So just because you hiring black people don't mean you're not a racist. But I'm taking in the totality of this restaurant's reputation. The totality of the restaurant's reputation. When a restaurant is racist, when the people at the restaurant are racist, when you got racist owners, you are going to have multiple incidents of racism. Multiple. Because you're not just dealing with the racist owner. You're going to be dealing with racist staff members. Racist owners hire racist employees. So there would be more instances of this type of thing if it was true. This wouldn't be the first time something like this jumped out there. The way people putting people on blast these days, they would have been put on blast. It's too easy. Too easy to just pull out the camera and catch somebody talking slick, talking crazy. Too easy. Black people are not welcome in my establishment. But all of these black people are in the comments talking about they've been going there for years and they ain't never had no issues. Come on, fam. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm going to call a strike and a ball a ball. I'm calling a strike and a ball a ball. Yeah, you got a lot of racist owners out there. It's a lot of them all over this country. This is one of the most racist ass places on the planet. I got that. I believe that. Oh yeah, I will pledge allegiance to that. But I don't believe this story. I believe there's more to the story. I believe there's more to the story. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.